Being in this thing really opened my eyes to how much goes into this and how much more you can, get out of building an ecosystem online. The most fruitful thing that has come from this completely and utterly has been the concept of the origin story. Like that, just the framing of that, yes, you're building trust on the internet. And like, if you want people to buy into you, they have to know you and your story. Just taking that for myself has been fantastic. And like, I've gotten amazing results from that. But like I said, going out and actually doing this in my neighborhood or in my city now, it's like giving me direct dollars.
Before kind of you came into the incubator, what were the main struggles and what was frustrating you the most about everything you were doing with your podcast?
Yeah, I didn't know where my offer stood, first and foremost, as far as like, what do I charge here? What do I charge here? How do I just make something that's packaged, or what do I do? And so going through this was like figuring that out, getting really dialed in on that. It was super helpful. And then like the most fruitful thing that has come from this completely and utterly has been the concept of the origin story. Like that, just the framing of that, yes, you're building trust on the internet. And like, if you want people to buy into you, they have to know you and your story. Just taking that for myself has been fantastic. And like, I've gotten amazing results from that. But like I said, going out and actually doing this in my neighborhood or in my city now, it's like giving me direct dollars.
Amazing, man. So that kind of origin story shift and that framework, what's kind of some tangible results from that been?
Monthly retainer clients that are, in the $2,000 to $4,000 range. And then, that's a very tangible thing right there.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Apart from kind of the origin story being a big kind of part of really changing things within the business, are there any other shifts that have happened from kind of things you've learned from the coaching that have helped you kind of scale up the business?
Yeah, I might be like a slightly unique take just because I'm like working towards doing what you guys are doing essentially. But having the things like the sponsor magnet and like understanding that that's like a concept where, okay, like what I want to do eventually is take this from being just on the production side to going in and actually, running the marketing of this business, getting them their sponsors, and then, taking equity in their shows and things like that. That was a big perspective shift for me that made a lot of sense because of this incubator.
Amazing, man. So you had your biggest month this month. What were the things that kind of changed that kind of got you to that record month?
Yeah, it was literally, it was doing the origins. It was going out and kind of getting creative with like some of the podcast episodes that I did were like network moves more so than actually trying to grow a podcast. And so because of that, I would go interviewed, showed them exactly what it's like to work with me. And then like, boom, that was like the magic trick. And they're like on board hiring me, love, communicating with me, and like love the relationship that we're building. And that's just been such an unlock for me.
Awesome, man. Mate, love it. Last one, why do you think this style of coaching worked well for you?
For me, it was the messaging. Like I really enjoyed when it was, like, and this is, I know Darren has talked about this in his clips where it's like, okay, if like only a couple people show up to one of the meetings, I'm getting way more one-on-one time of direct help. So that may not be conducive to your goals as far as like tightening this thing down, but that was super helpful for me. But just, being in this thing really opened my eyes to how much goes into this and how much more you can, get out of building an ecosystem online.
Nice, man. Okay, so if someone was on the fence about if joining Voex was going to be a good idea for them, what would you say?
I would say you guys, you're about your shit, and you know what the hell you're talking about. And like, it's gotten results for me. So I just don't know why you wouldn't do it.
Awesome, man. Mate, we've been happy to have you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and you brought really good energy to all the calls and everything you've done. So yeah, excited to have some bigger months. I think got a solid foundation now, but really we want to be consistently at that 30K. That's our goal for you.